Hey everyone, welcome to SketchADay Live. How you doing? Happy Monday. Um I think I'm down to like two consistent streams. Seems to be landing on Mondays and Wednesdays. Weekends have been filled with projects and other things, so um yeah, seems to be working out that way. But here we are. I'm back. I do want to say special thanks and shout out to the patrons and channel members as well. Thank you for your support. We have a couple new patrons as well this week, so I appreciate your contributions. Give you a shout out here in just a sec. In the meantime, shout out to the YouTube channel members as well. If you don't know what that is, smash the join button on YouTube and you can support SketchADay in a real, tangible way by contributing a cup of coffee a month. Or whatever you want, really. Whatever feels good to you. But I do appreciate it. Alright, so we've got, let's see. This interface is terrible, by the way. Okay, Federico and George and Gaspar, thank you for your support. Much appreciated. I will be getting you your rewards. So when you sign up, I send you a sticker, send you some love, high five. But also you get access to the sketches I produce here on the show. And if you're I think it's the mega fan or ultimate fan level, I'll send you a signed sketch every month. You just have to let me know which one you want. Hit me up and I'll hook it up for you. So check that out on patreon.com. I'm going to keep the stream tight as I have been lately. But I do want to sketch some robots and concept vehicles today. I know we also have the weekly sketch challenge channel. I'm going to pull that up and see what's going on in a bit. But yes, in the meantime, we're going to warm up like we do. Straight lines. Hey, Tom. Loving your shoe stuff that you're doing. It's really great. It's been a while since I've actually done robots, so I'm going to see what I can come up with here. Pen and ink, marker, that kind of stuff. I've also started making music again. My kid was like, "Dad, hobbies are interesting, huh?" I was like, "Yeah. Sometimes you pick them up, and then other times you put them down." It's like, yeah. There's only so much time. I still haven't even touched my sewing machine I bought like 2 years ago now. But it's on the list. Sewing and welding, but welding will happen before the sewing, probably. I'm about to start building my outdoor studio. I'm still working on a digital guide. Just had to take a break for a minute. Okay, let's jump in here and see. Okay. All right, we had a theme, nature, and I just want to give a little shout out to Mystery. Thanks for pushing things along, and apologies I haven't been as engaged there in the weekly sketch challenge channel, but we'll show off some stuff. Some of your stuff. All right, so this is the Discord if you're curious. Oops. Weekly sketch challenge channel. Like I said, it's been a little bit quiet. I haven't been pushing it as much, but we have this awesome sketch by Mystery. Nature being the theme. So if you want to sketch some nature stuff, go ahead, jump right in. I'm just going to be doing some robots today. Just because I feel like it. So feel free to check in, sketch some stuff. Maybe Tom can do some shoes inspired by nature. That would be fun. All right, so lines. Let's do some circles. Just get nice and warm here. Oh yeah, the other thing I need to get into is the VR sketching stuff. I haven't really messed around too much, but I have a Quest. Time, man, I'm telling you, time. Time is the limiting resource in life. Think you have time now, just wait. Just you wait. Oh my gosh. Also, part of the reason I didn't come live yesterday or go live yesterday is, as you can probably hear, I'm a little bit stuffy. Don't worry, it's not the Rona, but I had to just rest yesterday. Just taking it easy a little bit. When your kids go back to school, they often pick up illnesses and bring them home with them, so. Oh, yeah. It's rough. I guess it keeps my immune system alive, though. Having to fight off illnesses every year or whatever. Okay. So I want to do some concept robots. I have no idea what I'm going to do, but I'll probably do 2. 2 today. Just sketching on regular printer paper as well. Do I need to refill this marker already? Okay, no. We're good. We are good. We are good. Alright, so kind of had an idea for one. Maybe inspired by those big dog robots a little bit. So we'll start off with a little 4-legged friend. Maybe this leg should be more like this. And yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah, this marker is drying out. Okay, hold up. I'll be right back. I gotta refill this marker, but the refill thingy is a little bit plugged up. By refill thingy, I mean this needle. So I'm gonna clean it up with some alcohol here. If you're commenting on Facebook, thanks for joining. Also streaming there. Got Luis says, nice warm-up exercises. Thank you. Try to warm up as I sketch. So I'm gonna let this sit for a minute. I'll keep using the gray marker here. And we'll just keep sketching along for now. Yeah, just nice and loose. Maybe have some bolts here. cool. And then we can clean up with some pen in a little bit. Maybe some cables here. I've been, so the 3D printer I built is a Prusa. Is it Prusa or Prusa? I don't know, but I call it a Prusa. Anyhow, Prusa 3D printer that I bought like last year, and I was like so sure I was gonna finish it, but then I didn't. So I finally, wait a minute. I totally did this leg wrong. Totally did that wrong, but it's okay, we'll fix it. There. And this needs to come down. So it's like this, back and forth. But we got it, no worries. Anyhow, I totally meant to finish it last year, and then I didn't. I did not. I don't know where all my Sakura pens went. There's a brush. I have like a chisel too, but I don't know where to put it. I do not know where I put it. Okay, not there. Maybe here. Graphic design student, University of Akron, wanted to know how you pushed myself to draw when you were a novice. Honest, real answer. For me as an industrial design student, I knew if I couldn't draw that I was going to be in a world of hurt. Because at the time, drawing was one of those like key skills to being an industrial designer. I don't think it's as required now, but back then it was. And so it was born out of kind of a necessity to be able to find a job, honestly. But I also enjoyed it, so it wasn't really a chore per se. It's like some weird insect like robot. But yeah, it wasn't like a chore, so it wasn't painful for me to draw. Blessings to you too, Latrice. What's up, Mystery? Showed off your nature sketch. I guess technically inspired by nature, this robot. I'll stretch here. The weekly sketch challenge this week is nature, so if you want to submit something, join the Discord. I did shut off the Discord link for a bit. We're gonna let that cool off. We had someone spamming the server for a bit, so just gonna let that marinate, chill. But if you have Discord and you want to join, hit me up. I will give you access if you're serious about it. So yeah, let me know. So with this method, really I'm just trying to put down some guidelines and then I can kind of figure out the rest here with the pen. And I like it because it takes the stress out of having to get it right the first time. And I can just enjoy drawing. Because once you okay, just gotta focus here for a bit. Once you did I do that wrong? I think I did that wrong. Okay, so this goes here. And this goes, okay. I saved it. But yeah, once you lay down the light lines, the rest of it kind of just comes together. And it's a lot easier, at least I think so. And you can kind of just chill and, you know, get that drawing done. Keep it as loose as you want. Or if you want to go super tight, you can go super tight too. Just keeping it loose today. I guess I'm usually very loose with my sketches just because time. To draw something super tight, for me anyways. Maybe some of y'all are super fast, but for me it just takes time, so I try to be efficient. Get the message across, then I'm good to go. Great question, though. Thank you, Nate. Are you going to be doing your renderings in Blender or Keyshot, Tom? For your shoes? Also, I think you said you had done some military stuff, right? How did that all go? And is that just a required thing? I'm not super familiar with the UK and all that. I know some countries require service, which I actually think is healthy. Do your civic duty. Also kind of scary. So hopefully yours was pretty chill. My YouTube is acting slow and weird today. All right. Sorry, I didn't realize that was a little bit out of frame. So I've got a couple events coming up this month. I'll be... Man, I've got a sneeze coming on again. I'll be doing a Lightbox Expo with Wacom and Adobe. So I'll be doing sci-fi stuff, props, digital sketching on the Wacom, hopefully, Cintiq 24. I was able to get one. So that'll be a little bit of Photoshop, fresco happening there. And then I've also got an Adobe Live appearance. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for that one. Probably planes, trains, and automobiles is probably what I'll call it. Then I've got another workshop later this month. That'll be, I think it'll be open. I'll double check and make sure. It's for an architectural group that does experiential graphic design, it's called. Oh man, pardon me. Like I said, I've been a little bit under the weather, so. Hey Ed, what's up? This leg is really bothering me. I'm gonna figure out a way to fix it, but anyhow, so those will be my online appearances this month that I'm getting ready for. Alright, so now I want to give this some line weight, kind of ink this, and then we'll add a little bit of tone as well. Just roughen a little shadow. So I've got a brush and a chisel. I'm going to use the chisel just because I want to be a bit expressive here. Just kind of allows me to express things a little differently. Also, if you like this stuff, check out my inking guide. It's at SketchADay.com. Available for purchase, I should say. But to patrons and channel members, you do get it for free. Any special Patreon exclusive to look forward to? Usually I just do the weekly updates, and then you get the sketches. I'm trying to figure out how to do a stream that patrons can join. That's at a time for everyone, so we did put out a survey. I need to just finalize that. How's your stuff going though, Russ? Good to see you. Keeping me honest. Actually, that gives me an idea for exclusives now that you mention it. I could probably get some guest presenters. That would be a good one. Maybe borrow from your stuff a bit. Did I CNC those lamps? I did. I did. You can see more of that at 5050.design. So I've got lamps and then a few other vessels there as well. If you... I'm working on a process video for all that stuff because I don't think people realize how much work goes into it as well. Oh yeah, and I didn't even give Russ a welcome. Thank you, Russ, for being a patron as well. Thank you for signing up. Should have gotten your sticker. Oh yeah, you did get your stickers. I was gonna make parts of this robot gold and I totally forgot, so maybe I'll go with like a baby blue or something. Just a really light blue here. Just for some of these components. Totally spaced it. Star Wars force fields, method for creating lights. That one's a bit tricky just because with lights you need contrast and so let me think about where I'd put that. In other words, well, a couple reasons that would be tricky. One, I'm using regular printer paper right now and I don't really want to waste my marker. So maybe what I'll do is on the next one that I do for the stream today, plan on having those lights. And I'll show you how I do that. The reason I say waste marker is if you're working on printer paper, it's gonna bleed through, for example. It really does suck your markers dry. So I've got to be mindful of that. So yeah, if I am drawing on printer paper, oftentimes I'll just be really light with the marker, not overdo it. But you really just need contrast with the lights. So if I were to shade the background here and have like a light shining down, for example, I could do it. But I'll use toned paper or marker paper for that, and I'll show you. I love robots, though. I've always loved robots. as a kid, anything with robots, I just absolutely loved. Absolutely. Just in love with it. Remember when Optimus Prime died? Or maybe y'all aren't old enough for that. Shocked the whole world. It's been a while, Tom. Hello. So these Sakura pens are nice, but they do bleed with marker unless you're letting them dry for a long time, FYI. So if you are going to use them, like they're really good for inking, but I've noticed that they can bleed, particularly if you scrub your paper with the marker. And by scrub, I mean just rub back and forth. You can get a bit of you can get a bit of bleed there. Melissa says, "Hi, I'm a student of industrial design. Can't understand perspective drawing." Okay, I'm gonna send you to a page, and then you're gonna watch these videos. Hopefully this will help a little bit, but you can always check back in on the live. So Melissa, if you go to SketchADay.com/videos, YouTube makes it really hard to discover stuff unless your stuff's like super popular. Unfortunately, drawing stuff doesn't, at least mine doesn't, tend to be very popular. So I made this page with a bunch of videos. I gotta update it as well with some more recent stuff, but if you're looking for perspective drawing videos, there's some there. I'm also planning on building courses specifically related to kind of those fundamentals. So that'll be definitely before the end of the year. I'll have all that stuff up. Do you have any videos for rendering matte plastics? Not matte plastics specifically. Are you thinking digitally, Lynette, or with markers? Because I have videos that cover surface finish. But I may not have specifically, matte plastic. I don't think I've done any on specifically matte plastic, so Alright. Recently acquired a set of Ohuhu markers. Yeah, I can show you matte versus shiny real quick. Maybe between robot stuff and a Russ wanted me to do lights as well, so I can show that. So now just a little brush pen here. I'm trying to decide if I want to do any. Pardon me. Ugh. This is why I didn't stream yesterday, by the way. Just not feeling well. But it is not the Rona. At least I don't think so. The Rona. Apparently there's a new Bob Ross documentary out too. Gotta check that out. Also, no idea where my big fat marker went. BFM. Two of them too. Oh well. You don't know what I'm talking about. I have this giant marker, but can't find it right now. Ohuhu markers are pretty great, by the way. If you're looking for just a cheap set of markers to use. Well, that's weird. Cannot find my BFM, my big fat marker. Like, I have other ones I can use, but it's a little too juicy. They got the juice. So I'll just use this black marker. No, you will not use this black marker. But I guess this gives me a chance to refill. Still clogged. That's unfortunate. Okay, I think the clog has been moved. I think. You guys are probably like, are you crazy? Putting alcohol on your lips? It does sting a little bit. That it does. Hope you're having a fun, happy Monday, by the way. Okay. We have achieved flow, my friends. We have achieved flow. Alright. Now we're back in business. So it should be able to. Oh, come on. Come on.
I stole a pen from the bank. I cried during a powder boy.
Refilling your markers can be messy. I do not recommend doing it while you're drawing like I am. Oh, come on. Maybe I need a new nib, actually, when I think about it.
I didn't get inception. I didn't get inception. Oh.
Yeah, I probably need a new nib for this guy, so put that in the marker hospital. Okay, so next I'm gonna do some matte and shiny surface stuff for the net, and then I'll do the lights on a robot for Russ.
I use comparisons to Hitler to win arguments on the internet at the drop of a hat.
Hey, I guess that gives me an excuse to go to the art store, which is dangerous because I usually end up leaving with way more stuff than I intended to purchase. My Prusa is up. I don't know if it's running because I haven't run a test on it. So I have to run a test on my Prusa, but also a test on my CNC machine, because I also upgraded that this weekend, or last week, sorry. So I've got a lot of testing to do. And then this fall, I'm going to be building an outdoor studio in my yard. So I don't know if y'all would want to see that process, whether in time lapse or live streamed from time to time. But let me know if you do. Alright, so we got one little robot dude. Complete. I also what was I gonna say? I forgot. I'll do this for Lynette real quick. So I usually show this with cubes because it's easy. If you're curious about curved surface, I can show you that too. So some sort of cube box here. Let's assume they're on some surface. All right. So, not in the same perspective, obviously. So for the matte, what you want to do is get a spread of 3 markers that let's see, 2, need a 4. So 2, 4, 6, for example, 02, 04, 06. Should be a big enough spread. If not, we can add another blue to it to kind of help with that. So for a matte surface, what I like to do is kind of outline the whole thing. Like this first. Thanks, Holger. Appreciate that. And then there's a couple ways to fill this in. One is I could just fill in like so. Okay, but you do get a little bit of stripey happening on the top. I also want to make sure I have contrast, surface to surface, so I'll wait for that to dry and then just kind of flood fill with a second application of the marker here. Like so. Okay, just kind of fill that in. Because even if the marker, or even if the surface is matte. Oh, Jordan wants to see a live stream of the studio. Okay, you get to see me framing and cutting wood and all sorts of stuff. And so I can do the same thing. Oops, wrong surface. Do the same thing here. And if you notice, I'm placing the contrast. Let me angle this so you can see. There'll be more contrast on this edge here to right there. So I'm being careful not to go into the blue on that top surface, and then kind of just fill this in. Now, if you want more of a texture, you can also fill in like this. If it is a matte surface with a little bit of texture. So if that's a little easier. Now I'm maintaining contact with the paper. I guess I could have used Ohuhu markers to show you, but so maintain contact with the paper, fill in, and you kind of get this slightly uneven application of the marker to create that matte texture. All right, wait till it's dry, hit it again, and build that contrast, surface to surface. And now on the far side, I'm going to take my blue 6 right here, and then again, I want to make sure there's maximum contrast on these 2 edges right here, moving away toward the back. Now the reason for that is if this thing's in an environment, particularly on a white surface or something, we're going to get reflected light. So reflected light just means light that's going to be hitting the surface it's on, or you may have a secondary light source as well, which is fairly typical in a scene like this. So that's how I do matte. Now, shiny, I want to be thinking about, hey, what's above here? You know, do we have some sort of fluorescent light tube or some sort of LED light array, right, that's shining light down? Well, those things are going to get reflected into the surface. As well as, let's say this thing is casting some sort of shadow. Let's just say for kicks. For kicks, I'll just go ahead and shade in the shadow. And you'll kind of see what happens here. All right, so let's start with blue 2. Same thing, I'm just going to outline where I want to shade. For me, it just kind of helps with the starting and stopping of strokes. I don't know if it's just mental or what. And now I want to think again about that light source on the top. What's actually happening? So maybe we have something like this. So if you ever see someone shading, and you've got these like little white spots in it. All right, we're just trying to represent the light on that surface. And now here, I'm gonna actually start with my blue 2. And then there might be something off in the environment here that's reflecting in, right? So I'm just gonna kind of keep it stripy and then jump to my blue 4. Maybe skip some spots here and there. But effectively what I want to do is create a gradient down. Let that dry. Hit it again. Maybe something like that. And then now with the blue here, what you actually want to do is think about your shadow and this face as a mirror. So if it's a mirror, if you take a look at this distance, you want to actually flip this distance in to this surface, right? So this point would be over here. It's not going to be on this surface, but it would be on the inside, right? Or wherever that lands, maybe somewhere there. And then this line, same thing. If I look at this distance, flip it on the inside. So I'm going to end up with the shadow being like that. Take this point, flip it in here, like so. Wait a minute. Let me think about this. Oh, actually, pretend that this extends out. Then flip this point. So there's going to be a point for my shadow right there. And then I just basically connect these like so. So you'd have a reflection of the shadow on the inside, right? So I can either take the gray marker and shade first, or we can do blue first, doesn't matter. But I'll go with the blue here now. All right. And again, I'm trying to make sure that there's maximum contrast here, but because we're dealing with kind of this style of shading, I'm just gonna go like so. And let's just hit it. Have some stripies. So yeah, when you have those light areas, it's okay, something might be reflecting in that. So now the shadow portion, here, I can take my gray marker now and go over it, because the shadow is reflecting back into my blue shape. Like so. And then, and my nose is itching me like crazy, guys. Ugh, just keep sneezing. Wanting to sneeze. These are fun to do, just because they're simple, helps you focus on technique and what's actually happening. So that's essentially shiny for me versus matte. You could even do the line weight here as well. Hey Drew, good to see you. Didn't know how to make a surface look like matte plastic when the highlights being white would make it look shiny. Yeah, so matte, there it's slightly angled and you can see there's the shadow being reflected in. Okay. This corner you're not seeing because it'd be right there. So it looks weird, but that's how you do the reflection. So it's kind of like, imagine this plane extending out. Take that point, flip over, and that would be the corner of the shadow being reflected back. More bird poop shine. Yeah, you can do that too. Um, it's a little bit cliche sometimes, I think, but on the edges here, you can, you know, have some white bird poops, or where there's specifically, you know, the lights reflecting it and stuff. But it is a little bit cliche, so I don't do it as much these days. All right, so Russ had a good question about lights. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Actually, I think let's do another robot that has some light or glow to it, and then I'll kind of show you how to do that. Or I could save it as a Patreon exclusive video. There's also that. All right, what was I doing? Gray marker. So since I'm doing lights, I got to think about, okay, what part of the robot might be illuminated. Maybe it's the optical portion of the robot, and also style of robot. I got to think about, do I want to do something similar to what we did here? Probably not. So let's go with, I mean, similar enough. All right, so something simple like this. Let's just say it's like a techno-organic robot of some sort, and I'm gonna have this 2-eye thing here glow. And let's say you're just using regular marker paper. Well, in this case, what I would want to do is create an opportunity for additional contrast. All right, so let's say this thing's just walking. Kind of like this, actually. Feels a little bit like Geiger without being Geiger. We'll say the first one was a little bit of a warm-up for us. Okay, so one way I like to do this is by creating a wash. All right, so we can kind of wash this whole thing. To do that, I need some ink. Excuse me. Oh my god, my body is aching now because I sneezed. It hurts so bad. Oh my god. Okay, let's do. I need something dark. So I could try. I'm gonna do warm gray 5 and 2. Is what I'll use. Man, I need a nap or something. Oh, great. Hopefully this thing isn't busted. Find out soon enough. My headphone fell into... Okay, it's not busted. Woo! Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay. I think I'm good. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do now is make my own little marker. I'm going to borrow this clip. Take a couple of these makeup pads. Let's grab a few here. Yeah, I think I messed up my headphone. Dang it! There goes $100. So take a couple of these makeup pads, like so. You can also do this with chalk if you want to, but just take a couple of these and then I've never done this, but I think it'll work, where I put some alcohol on first. So let's see, a little bit of rubbing alcohol just to prime it. Hello, Saman. And then yeah, there we go. And then I'm gonna take this warm gray. I really need a day for just marker maintenance, I've decided. It's been too long. Okay, just take some of this ink, squeeze it in, and now should be able to just kind of wash the whole page. And I'm gonna take some darker as well. Actually, I can just do that with the gray marker. So I have a little wash here to start. And I'm gonna use my Paper Mate Flare for this sketch. Okay, so let this dry for a bit. So you can see with the marker paper, no matter how much ink I put on the top layer, the bottom layer stays nice and clean. Alright, so let this dry for a bit. How you doing? Welcome to SketchADay Live. Just felt like doing robots today. So with this one, I'm gonna just have this robot be shining some beam of light, and then we'll have the lighting effects on the robot itself. So you kind of have to use a mix of opaque stuff, but also the marker as well. All right, I'll kind of show you that. So it's kind of like making your own toned paper, if you will. You can kind of think of it like that. So similar technique here with the last one. Now I can start to pull the design out. Well, you're in luck, because I love robots too, Simon. It's like a techno-organic mix here. How's your Patreon going, Russ? I haven't actually done this technique in a while, but enjoying it today. I really don't want to have to go to the art store. It's like kind of like an ostrich robot. Building out curriculum. Cool. Yeah, let me know how that goes. Alright, just throw some cut lines on here. And then, by cut lines, I mean if this thing were to be assembled in real life, where would the separations likely be? It kind of helps make your stuff feel a bit more realistic when you think about that stuff. So, just something to be aware of. Cut lines, mounting points, things like that. And if you want to get better at that stuff, studying things like construction equipment or robots in real life can kind of help give you ideas how to do stuff like that. You know, so as this thing flexes, for example, having an opening on the joint and understanding, you know, how that affordance might help with movement. Can help you with your concept. All right, so I have the gray wash, so now I'm gonna take 50% gray. %, warm gray here. Now I can start to add shadows where I need them. I'll also use a 70% gray. I feel like I don't use my warm grays nearly enough in general. All right, so now I have to decide if I want these to be a color. I think I'm gonna make these orange. So I'll just focus on the joints here. Keep those gray. What are you gonna be teaching again, Russ? Are you teaching sketching or something else? Got a new toy, SVG logo. Ooh, did you get a laser cutter? I've been wanting to get a laser cutter myself. That'd be cool if you did. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to the art store after this. The ink on marker paper also just flows differently. It's hard to explain, but if you get some good marker paper, you'll know what I mean. Also, if you want to know about markers, you can check out my marker guide on SketchADay.com. I think I'm going to texture this out a little bit. Yeah, maybe have some texture in the shading here. Don't worry, Russ, I haven't forgotten your light. If you need help deciding on contrast in your sketch, you can always squint your eyes and take a look at your sketch. And when you do that, it removes the detail from your sketch and will kind of tell you where you need to have more contrast. So your stuff will start to pop more. So just a little tip for you there. Squint. Take a look. So this is a warm gray 7 that I'm using. I usually use like three or four markers if I'm shading something from the same color family. usually. And that'll kind of make sure that I have enough contrast. Not always, but usually. All right, so I did promise Russ some color here. So we got to add some graphics and a few other things. Design presentation, business of design, resourcefulness. Okay. Cool. Sounds like a good spread. All right, so with light, I'm going to start by adding some blues here. So I want there to be reflected light. All right, so let's say this thing's shining some light here. Maybe it's light, maybe it's a beam or whatever. All right, so just start by shading in. I'm going to have to use some pencil here as well. Always let the marker dry a little bit and hit it again. In the meantime, let's go ahead and add some contrast. This is not an orange in the same color family, but I do want there to be more contrast. So this is yellow, red, 16. And sometimes I may even dip into the E color family, which is somewhat similar. That's going to help push the contrast quite a bit. All right, so what I like to do with the lighting now is break out my pencils. And with the pencils, I can start to make this pop a bit more. And even in areas like this, you can shade over some of the marker, and then it starts to feel a bit more like light. And what I want to do is have white at the center here, so I'm just going to shade the boundaries a bit. Also, I should mention that even here, even though we did the wash with our 30% warm gray, you can still come in and add some more just behind the light here. And that'll kind of help with man, all my markers are starting to dry out. That's what I get for not storing them in a airtight container though. So boo. But yeah, if I darken up the background here, things will start to pop a bit more. Okay, I don't have a white pencil for some reason. Need to order some more. This is all the white pencil I have left. I need to like make a list of all the things I need. And now, now I'll start using, white. This one is not working well. Does this have a pushy any point? No. Not all white pens are created equally, by the way. For more information on that, check out SketchADay.com/pens. Or you can use this link and you can see information about all the pens and tools and whatnot that I'm using. This is a Posca pen. This works really great for making things pop. Let's use the giant one though. And then just this little rim light here to kind of help these all pop. And I'll work on my outlines a bit. So there's an example, Russ, of how I do light. I'll come back in with a little bit of black once this is dry, just to clean up. In the meantime, let's finish up our legs here. Thanks, Holger. I swear, now I'm gonna have to like do some studio cleanup. It's been a little bit messy after this stream. Whenever I use a lot of materials, it's usually the case. So yeah, for the light, it's really just a mix of pencil, paint marker,
I stole a pen from the bank. I cried during a powder boy.
and patience. So I gotta wait. I'm still waiting for this to dry a little bit more, but I'll start just a little bit here. So I just have to reclaim some of the lines.
I didn't get Inception. I didn't get Inception. Oh!
All right, I keep looking around for my 30% gray marker, but I can't find it anywhere. I cannot.
I use comparisons to Hitler to win
Let's put
arguments
some
on
of
the
these
internet
away.
at the drop of a hat.
All right, I just want this to kind of be tonal. That's why I wanted the 30% gray. Just tonal right here. Maybe just a touch of this blue. You could also airbrush for the light. By the way, that would probably work pretty well. maybe some weird alien characters. Okay, I'm not gonna go to the art store today, but I will make a list of all the things I need. All the colors. All right. Woo! Almost done. Has portal vibes, says someone. Everything looks like something else. I've decided. All right. We're getting close. So SketchADay live, by the way. Thanks for joining. If you want to support, hit up patreon.com/SketchADay. And if you have ideas for exclusives like Rusted, feel free to share those. Just want to make sure you're getting value and feeling good about supporting. I do appreciate it, so thank you again to those who are helping out. Means a lot. All right, so we're rounding the bend here. Almost done. I'll give you a recap of what you missed if you are just joining. Or if you skipped ahead and you missed the first part, I'll show you what we did. I will be back on Wednesday. Not sure if it'll be same time or a little earlier, but I'll be back on Wednesday. The theme this week, we'll just go with nature for the weekly sketch challenge. So if you're interested in participating in that, check out the weekly sketch challenge channel on Discord. I'll be creating a new invite for that. Just hang tight or shoot me a direct message if you follow me on the socials and whatnot. Okay. See if we can darken that up just a touch. I don't want to go warm gray 5, but just need a little bit darker. A little shadow here as well. Make it feel a little bit more 3D. Cool. I'm feeling good about it. I really like these Papermate Flare pens. They're just so good. They do tend to run out quickly though, but they're good. Thank you. And thanks to the people watching on Facebook. Sorry, I haven't been ignoring you. I just pay attention to the YouTube chat. There's only me. I don't have like a producer helping out or anything. I'm not that big. I wish. That'd be nice. But shout out to Jordan for holding it down as a mod on the discourse and also on the streams. Much appreciated. Go get me some lunch or make lunch. I think I'll make lunch today. All right. So that's it, Russ. Hopefully that answers your question. So today we did our bipedal robot here. We also did another warm-up robot. And also, where did I put that? Where the heck did I put that? Okay, so we got one robot here, another one here, and there we go. We did some marker studies just to show a different surface finish with the markers. So play around, experiment. Don't drop your headphones in 91% rubbing alcohol, and definitely don't get it in your mouth. It's not a pleasant experience. I'll just tell you that. It is not pleasant, so avoid getting it in the mouth. That being said, I hope you have a fantastic Monday. I will be back on Wednesday. Like I said, I'm not sure if it'll be morning. I have some stuff going on, but I will be back. And then Friday, for Fan Friday. All right. Much love to you all. Much appreciation. Thanks for the support, the love, for checking things out, and for your patience. I know I haven't been around as much lately with life things happening. But I appreciate all the messages, well wishes, and check-ins from time to time. Some of you are like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm like, oh, shit, got to stream. But nothing but love for you. So thank you. And remember, if you want to get better at this stuff, you have to share. I do believe that fundamentally, that when you share what you know, it only makes you better at that thing. Because you have to explain it, break it down, and show it to someone else, okay, in a way that they understand. So take a minute to explain something. Give back. pay it forward. Again, appreciate you. This is a sketch from last time. Appreciate you who have donated and contributed financially. It means a lot. Makes this a lot easier to do. And I appreciate what you're doing. So thanks again. I'm going to scan these in and upload them to the Google Drive so they'll be available after the stream. If you have any questions, let me know. Take care. Much love. Remember, passion is the process, and I'll see you guys next time right here on SketchADay. Peace.